Hey everyone, and welcome back to Turtles 10. Have you ever broken a bone? It's an extremely excruciating event for some, worth the risk of thrilling experiences. For today, we have a fine lineup of the top 10 deadliest sports. Would you give these a try? Give us your answer in the comment section. Number 10. Helicopter skiing. Heli-skiing is a free-riding activity which involves a helicopter ride to access remote areas and slopes of virgin powder snow. Convenient infrastructure at ski resorts gives access to paths off the beaten trail, makes the sport more approachable for newcomers and adding to its commonality. Constant exploration of new slopes reveal attractive descents, available high-tech safety gear. More travel agents specializing in extreme holiday are among the major factors for its exposure. Participants are prone to leg fractures, head-on collisions, and even spinal injuries resulting in paralysis. There have also been few recorded incidents of fatalities from heli-skiing related activity. Number 9. Cheerleading. Cheerleading is the most dangerous sport for females because of the high risk for concussions and catastrophic injuries, which are classified as those that result in long-term medical conditions, permanent disabilities, or a shorter lifespan. More than 30,000 cheerleaders go to the hospital for related injuries every year. Ankle, knee, hip, wrist and head injuries are especially rampant as the tendons and ligaments become fragile from overuse. Like multitudes of sports, a simple mistake can result in a lifetime of consequence. Number 8. Luge. With speeds up to 90 miles an hour, luge is one of the most dangerous sports in the Olympic Games. It's similar to skeleton, but with athletes sliding down face up and feet first. This high-speed sports requires good upper body strength and efficient navigation of the course. Luge, like many other sports, comes with inherent hazards. A 1997 paper in the American Journal of Sports Medicine analyzed 57,244 runs by competitive or training to be competitive men and women from 12 to 35 years old, recording a total of 407 injuries and 9 actual deaths. The vast majority of those were bruises, scrapes, and muscle strains, but still form a large impediment to daily life. Crashes are common, and the sport can be rough on the back and neck muscles. Its characteristic actions represent a high degree of risk for mind and body. Number 7. Racing. Racing vehicles often exceed 100 miles per hour, with a positive range of as much as 200 miles per hour. The faster a car is driving, the more damage it does if it hits another vehicle, person, or object as a result of massive stores of potential energy. Speeding cars are more prone to accidents because they're harder for drivers to control, especially when weather conditions are less than ideal. Racing has always been a dangerous sport where something can go wrong at any second without warning. Race cars have improved a lot in recent years, and the drivers are much safer during accidents because of flame retardant and better logistical coordination. Fumes from the cars can be extremely dangerous to drivers, however. In a normal car, top-of-the-line ventilation systems keep us safe, but those precautions are largely absent to increase speed and performance. Drivers can only do so much to keep the gas away for the 4 to 6 hours they are in the car during a race. Unofficial estimates range from 31 deaths to 72 deaths on average per year, with burn injuries among those highest recorded. Number 6. Gymnastics. Of the 3 million children between the ages of 6 and 17 who do gymnastics, more than 25,000 of them are treated for gymnastic-related injuries in emergency rooms each year, according to a report by the Center of Injury Research and Policy. Aches and pains of the shoulders, wrists, and other upper body extremities dominate the list of gymnastic-related injuries. Ankle, knee, and spine injuries are also common. Stunted growth, eating disorders, and psychological problems are all risks the athletes take on in entering competitions. The abrasive, aggressive training methods used by many coaches can negatively affect a child's self-esteem and further impact their healthy growth. Some serious gymnasts opt to leave school to pursue gymnastics as well, so it's both physically, mentally, and potentially financially dangerous as a hobby and a competitive sport. Number 5. Bull riding. Bull riding is billed as rodeo's most dangerous event because riders can be fatally hit by a bull or stomped out once they're on the ground. Knee injury is the most common amongst bull riders, followed by those in the head. Concussions are frequent, lacerations almost a given, and intensity guaranteed. Protective equipment consists of a flak vest, a helmet, and a mouthguard, and even then, one swift kick in the jaw can mean the end of it all. Riders are prone to soft tissue, chest, abdomen, and limb injuries when hitting the ground after dismounting or being thrown from a bull. The most dangerous situation is getting hung up, where a rider who loses control of the ride is unable to free his riding hand from the rope or catches his spurs in the saddle and cannot dismount from the bull. Hang-ups are extremely dangerous and can prove deadly even in the most ideal of circumstances. Number 4. Soccer. Soccer is called the beautiful game, but injuries also make it a dangerous one. They could be from a head-to-head collision or from an elbow or knee to the head. Sudden jerking motions leave little time for reactions in the grudgingly late games where hours of excitement have left most players at their limits. Sometimes it's the ground that gives your noggin a good knockin'. Data from a study conducted by researchers at Nationwide Children's Hospital show that from 1990 through 2014, the number of soccer-related injuries treated in hospital emergency departments increased by 78% among children ages 7 to 17 each year. Injuries below the leg are most likely to happen, with ankle sprains, meniscus tears, and fractures among the chief assailants. Number 3. Boxing. Boxing is a very dangerous sport. Medical studies also show that it can lead to long-term brain damage and to illnesses such as Parkinson's disease. The competitive fighting industry has die-hard fans and pulls millions of dollars in revenue each year. The American Association of Neurological Surgeons says that 90% of boxers sustain a traumatic brain injury during their career. Boxing may account for fewer deaths than some other sports, but the actual number suffering brain damage is believed to be much higher than recorded. When a boxer gets a direct blow to the head, it's like being hit by a 13-pound bowling ball traveling at 20 miles an hour, which is about 52 times the force of gravity. The single blow could damage the surface of the brain, tear nerve networks, cause lesions or bleeding, or produce large clots within the brain, leading ultimately to death. Number 2. Bull taming, or jallikattu. Hundreds of bulls are released one at a time into a large open space, each with prizes or valuable items tied to its horns. Contestants are then forced to get close enough to the bulls to grab said prizes. Jallikattu, or bullfighting, or bull taming, has origins in Spanish culture, but have since diffused into Indian culture. It often involves grappling with the bulls with little space left between. This year alone, 5 people have been reportedly killed and more than 200 injured during fights. Because this variant of bullfighting does not take place in a stadium, inevitably, those taking part and those watching are often injured as the beasts can rush into the crowd. Knee, head, and chest injury are the most likely occurrences. Number 1. Base jumping. The sport frequently occurs in mountainous terrain, often having much smaller areas in which to land in comparison to a typical skydiving drop zone. A pursuit that is also synonymous with entering tall buildings, usually at night and often illegally, and then jumping from the top with just a small skydiving parachute to ease your fall, makes this one dangerous in every way imaginable. Plagued by unknowns and prone to mishap. Most non-fatal accidents were related to ankle sprains or fracture, minor head concussion, or a bruised knee. Base jumps are more hazardous than skydives, primarily due to proximity to the object serving as the jump platform. The real risk is not so much injury as death. Most accidents are bad accidents. A slight misstep here could be the difference between walking home or going in a body bag. And with that comes the end of our list concerning the top 10 deadliest sports. If there's anything you'd like to see, just leave us your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to leave a like before you leave, and if you're really awesome, subscribe to our channel for fresh content every Friday. Enjoy your day, and as always, thanks for watching.